It consumes you. It's hard on the whole family. It's hard on the whole family.
I miss Liam more than anything in the world.
It was the end of January 2025, and Liam Toman, a 22-year-old young man from Ontario, was about to embark on an adventure that promised to be unforgettable. Along with his two close friends, Colin and Kyle, he was planning a ski weekend in Mont-Tremblant, Quebec. Liam, always sociable and full of energy, could hardly wait to glide down the snowy slopes.
Excited to get there. Just getting hyped for the hill.
But what began as an animated trip ended in a mystery that persists to this day. His mother, Kathleen, believes the truth is being hidden.
We truly believe somebody knows something, and maybe they don't even realize that they know something.
In this video, I will show you the timeline of Liam's final hours and how an unforgettable trip among friends turned into a nightmare. Liam Gabriel Toman was born in 2002 in Ontario, one of Canada's 10 provinces. He grew up in a loving and close-knit family in the areas surrounding Balsam Lake and Whitby. His parents, Chris and Kathleen Toman, described him as a great son with a calm and friendly personality. According to sources, Liam's parents separated when he was still a child, and sometime later his father met a woman named Laura, with whom he began a relationship. From that relationship, Liam's half-brother was born, a boy named Ryan. It is said that Liam and Ryan were very close and shared a strong bond. During his teenage years, Liam was described as someone who made friends easily and had no trouble starting conversations with anyone. Later in adulthood, Liam graduated as an electronics technician, completing his studies in electronic engineering shortly before 2025. After graduating, he chose a transitional period, enjoying his free time before entering the job market in the field he had studied. His personal interests included playing video games, repairing electronics, golfing, and skiing, a passion that led him to plan trips such as the one to Mont-Tremblant, where everything would eventually unfold. In January 2025, at 22 years old, Liam planned a road trip to go skiing with two close friends, Colin and Kyle. On January 31st, 2025, a Friday, Liam and his friends left Whitby, Ontario by car, facing a road trip of approximately 5.5 hours. The excitement was high. They talked about the challenging ski runs that awaited them. Upon arriving in Mont-Tremblant, they checked into the Tour de Voyageurs Hotel, located in the resort's pleasant village. The group was thrilled. Liam, with his trademark enthusiasm, filmed his new skis and took several photos on the mountain, capturing the sparkle of the fresh snow. There were no reports of problems or arguments that day. It was simply the beginning of a trip that was meant to be perfect. The following day, a Saturday, the trio made the most of the Mont-Tremblant slopes. They spent the entire day skiing, with Liam showing just how excited he was about the experience. He took photos non-stop and told his friends how incredible the place was. There were no signs of physical discomfort or health issues. Liam appeared to be in peak condition, enjoying every moment in the snow. That evening, the group had pizza together in the village, a simple and quick meal. Afterward, they decided to explore the local nightlife. They first went to Central Tapas and Nightclub, or Lucille's as some reports refer to it, where they had a few drinks. Around 11 o'clock or 11:30 p.m., Colin, tired from the long day of skiing, decided to return to the hotel to sleep. Liam and Kyle, however, continued the night and headed to Le Petit Caribou, a popular bar in the area. They arrived at the venue around midnight. Inside, the two separated for about an hour, each enjoying the atmosphere and interacting with other people. Kyle decided to return to the hotel around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., believing Liam would stay a bit longer. Liam remained at the bar, possibly talking with other patrons. He was described as upbeat and relaxed, slightly intoxicated but with no confirmed excess. The night seemed ordinary, filled with laughter and music, but the early hours of February 2nd, 2025, a Sunday, would change everything. Around 3 a.m., Liam left Le Petit Caribou. He was well dressed for the intense cold of the night. Temperatures ranged between -25 degrees Celsius and -30 degrees Celsius, with clear skies. He was wearing a black and dark green patterned ski jacket, black pants, a green plaid sweater, a black and white striped beanie, gloves, and winter-appropriate boots. He began walking through the village toward the hotel, which was only about 200 meters away. A few minutes later, between 3:15 and 3:17 a.m., Liam's last known communications occurred. He called Kyle, but his friend missed the call as he was already asleep in the hotel room. At 3:16 a.m., Liam sent a text message saying, "Hey, meet me outside." However, he sent it to the wrong recipient and texted his father, Chris, instead of Kyle. This was the last recorded activity on his phone. The phone remained active until 6:24 p.m. that same day, transmitting a signal to a tower in the village, with the battery still charged, but with no further usage. Since then, there's been no activity on his social media, bank accounts, or email. Liam's last sightings were captured by surveillance cameras between 3:19 and 3:20 a.m. The footage shows him leaving the bar, passing by Central Tapas, where he puts his phone in his pocket, then walking past Restaurant Oroque and continuing through the village. He is seen speaking with unidentified individuals near the hotel, pointing in its direction, but he does not enter through the main lobby. He may have gone toward the back of the hotel. There is mention of a possible shadow on another camera, but this has not been 100% confirmed. This was the last clear sighting. Liam never made it to the room. That morning, his friends woke up around 8 a.m. and immediately noticed Liam was missing. They sent messages and called him repeatedly, more than 20 calls in total. At first, they thought he might have slept somewhere else, something that could happen on a trip like this. But later that afternoon, around 4 p.m., they returned to the room and realized there was still no sign of him. Concern turned into urgency. They contacted Liam's half-brother, Ryan, who informed their parents around 5:50 or 6 p.m. Chris and Kathleen, alarmed, decided to contact the police and the resort immediately. When Kathleen received the call, she felt her heart sink. The family drove to Mont-Tremblant through a heavy snowstorm and arrived in the middle of the night, already exhausted and distressed. Later that same day, the Quebec Provincial Police were notified and began immediate search efforts. A missing person report was officially filed. The Quebec Provincial Police launched immediate search efforts in the resort village. Search teams included foot patrols, tracking dogs, helicopters equipped with infrared technology to detect body heat, snowmobiles to navigate deep snow, and all-terrain vehicles such as ATVs. The initial search area covered a 500-meter radius around the Tour des Voyageurs Hotel, encompassing the mountain, frozen lakes, swamps, and nearby roads. More than 100 officers from various regions, including Quebec City, took part in the operation with support from resort security and volunteers from the Quebec Search and Rescue Association. Snowbanks were manually removed to eliminate potential hiding places. Divers searched bodies of water for any sign. Vehicles on nearby roads were stopped for the distribution of flyers with Liam's photo and description, and door-to-door interviews were conducted with residents and tourists. Surveillance camera analysis confirmed Liam's last sightings at 3:20 a.m., showing him walking through the village after leaving the Le Petit Caribou bar. The family created the website liamtoman.com to share photos, a detailed timeline, and useful contacts, including the phone numbers of the authorities involved in the search. From February 2nd to February 14th, 2025, the initial search efforts intensified into a 12-day operation. The focus was on land searches, with foot patrols marked in red on the official Quebec Provincial Police map, canine tracking in blue, mounted searches in pink, ATV routes in purple, and helicopter flyovers in yellow. Local volunteers stepped in. Residents such as Sylvie Blais and Yves Delvalet, owner of Mont-Tremblant Cruises, assisted with daily patrols in potential areas, using dogs to cover difficult terrain. At the same time, the provincial police built a detailed profile of Liam. They interviewed family members and close friends, but found no indications of illicit substance use, significant stress, or the possibility of voluntary disappearance. The family distributed flyers throughout the village and requested that the resort post about the disappearance. But these requests were initially denied. Despite all efforts, nothing was found, and ground searches were suspended on February 14th. However, the investigation remained open, with the provincial police keeping communication lines active for new tips. In March 2025, an unexpected discovery renewed both hope and search efforts. On March 22nd, a resort employee found Liam's wallet in parking lot P1 on Chemin de Voyageurs near the hotel amid melting snow. The wallet contained Liam's identification and hotel keycard, but the cash that had been inside was missing. The money may have been spent by Liam in the hours before his disappearance or taken by someone else who found the wallet first. The provincial police immediately confirmed the discovery and renewed search efforts focused on nearby wet areas, once again using helicopters, tracking dogs, and volunteers to search swamps and flooded zones. The family began to suspect a criminal element behind the disappearance, but police did not provide details and did not confirm such a theory at the time. After extensive and meticulous searches, nothing further was found, and the parents publicly stated that they no longer believed Liam was in the village area, but that the answers to what happened to him certainly were. From April to September 2025, the investigation entered a phase of continued efforts and persistent public appeals. In April, the family renewed media appeals, with Kathleen spending weekends in Mont-Tremblant speaking directly with residents and requesting private security camera footage that might have captured something new. The provincial police followed emerging leads, including enhanced surveillance analysis to further refine village camera footage. In September 2025, an initial reward of 10,000 Canadian dollars was offered by the family in partnership with the provincial police for any information leading to Liam. The investigation included detailed reviews of Liam's cell phone activity, which remained active until 6:24 p.m. on February 2nd, as well as his bank accounts, which showed no activity after that point. In November 2025, efforts gained new momentum with an increase in the reward. On November 25th, the reward was raised to up to 50,000 Canadian dollars, offered by anonymous donors in a charitable organization. The reward is valid until May 20th, 2026. On December 5th, Kathleen spent the weekend in Mont-Tremblant, renewing appeals in person and speaking with the local community. On December 19th, the family made a public appeal through the media, with the provincial police reaffirming that the investigation remained open. The parents also highlighted the need for more security cameras in the village, noting that an exhaustive analysis of existing footage had already been conducted but could still be expanded with private contributions. In January 2026, efforts were renewed around the one-year anniversary of the disappearance. On the 16th, the episode Vanished aired on CBC's The Fifth Estate, featuring exclusive interviews with the family, retracing Liam's steps through the village and including a detailed surveillance analysis. At that point, the provincial police officially declared the disappearance to be criminal in nature based on accumulated circumstances. The family openly expressed their pain. Kathleen said that they were lost, while Chris stated that they didn't believe the outcome would be positive. On January 18th, the family returned to Mont-Tremblant for an awareness event, where Chris said that it was challenging because they had no closure. Later that same month, international outlets, including People magazine, highlighted the family's appeal. At the end of January, the provincial police announced that a command post would be set up from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 151 Chemin du Curé de Laurier, near the hotel where Liam stayed. The goal is to gather information and identify potential witnesses, marking this as the third search operation in 1 year. The provincial police investigation currently remains active with all possibilities open, though there is an increasing focus on the criminal nature of the case. No body has been found, and there have been no arrests or confessions. The family continues to maintain the website liamtoman.com and active social media accounts, asking the local population to review photos and videos from the night of the disappearance. Authorities continue to do everything possible, and the family holds on to a small hope that Liam will return home safely. The case of Liam Toman is undoubtedly intriguing, but now I want to hear your opinion. Analyzing everything we've seen, what do you believe happened that night? Did Liam truly get lost in the snow due to the extreme cold? Or could he have been taken by someone after that final conversation? And regarding the wallet, what do you make of it appearing weeks later in a spot that had already been searched and with the money missing? It's pretty strange, right? Share your theory in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to follow our upcoming cases. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.